So in today's training, we're going to look at my 6-step system to achieving optimal stage ready condition. So step 1 is all about engineering the vision. So you guys all know what you want to achieve, you have this vision, but how are we going to get there? So engineering a vision is about having clarity on the steps needed to reach your ultimate stage ready goal. Step 2 is laying a foundation. So what are the core habits we need to put in place to make sure that you're going to reach your optimal stage ready physique? So when guys first start or come on board with me, I get them to implement the 5 core foundations, which are setting time aside to prepare for the upcoming week, preparing your food, when are you going to train, when are you going to eat your meals, and when are you going to submit your weekly check-in for review and update. So these are the 5 core habits for building a solid routine so you hit your optimal stage ready condition. So step 3 is all about ownership and accountability. So if you want to get results, you need to have accountability. You need to be submitting what you've been doing the previous week so we can put a strategy in place to move you forward. So without the accountability, you're probably going to fall off track and probably not going to know what direction to move in to continue to improve. So step 4 is all about the cyclic phase nutrition principle. The idea behind this is to prime the body ready for the actual cutting phase. The reason why we're priming the body is so that the calorie point at the start is much higher, which makes the cutting phase much less stressful, both physically and mentally. So a lot of people who don't do this nutrition approach correctly can find it has a massive knock-on effect on their health, their muscle mass, and ultimately the condition that they end up on stage. So step 5 is all about the cyclic training approach. So I'm not a big believer in there's just one approach that's going to give you maximum muscle growth. I believe that we need to utilise all the different modes of hypertrophy. The different modes of hypertrophy are metabolic, high volume and high intensity. So we will utilise all those 3 modes and cycle them round as we see fit. So when we're looking at these different modes of hypertrophy, we need to break it down into the 3 core principles that you need to be implementing. So number 1, activation and execution. Are you moving the weight with the intended muscle? Is your body alignment set up correctly to keep that load in the working muscle? Number 2 is, are you using the principle of progressive overload? Every time you come into the gym, are you pushing a load up a little bit more without sacrificing technique? And then number 3 is you should be looking at increasing the volume of work done incrementally over 4 to 6 week period or however long you're staying on that particular mode of hypertrophy training. So step 6, we're talking about supplementation. And when we talk about supplementation, we can talk about assisted supplementation or unassisted supplementation. So whatever we're talking about, my philosophy around this is we need to take the minimum amount of supplementation to achieve the maximum effect. So when we take that approach, we're going to stay much healthier and we're going to get much more benefit out of whatever we're taking. So one of the things I see with supplementation is people taking way too much. In my experience, if you've got all the other steps in place, there's no need to take such high dosages or waste money on supplementation that doesn't work. So if you've enjoyed this 6-step process and want to learn how to use it so you can optimize your current training goals, then fill out the application form and we'll jump on a call and then we'll see if you'd be a good fit to work together to achieve your goals.